Hi. It's been a while. Happy 2025. It's been an intense, I don't know how many weeks since I did my last video. Um, but as would have seen in my last video, I was very, I don't know what, it was a lot. So it's been a lot since then. The diagnosis has given me this realization out of just how not normal I am, um, which has been intense, and this need to seem normal. And the thing that I've been wondering about and pondering about is this myth of normal. Like, what is normal? I don't know what normal is. Normal is different for different people. It is the norm. It is what is acceptable in the environment that you're in. It is the norm in the medical world to keep a patient's um, history or whatever they say to you private. That is, that doctor patient confidentiality is the norm. Um, Finishing 12 years of school and then heading off to college is the norm. It is normal for some people. There are some people for whom that is not normal. The norm for me was masking. The norm was pretending to be something that I wasn't, which was like everybody else. Um, and I've realized how much the myth of normal has um, has been abusive. You know, it's been debilitating in some cases. The ways that I used to mask. I live in India, and sensorially, it is overload. It is sensory overload, and I never realized how much that was the case. Looking at what is normal for me and what is the norm, by no stretch of the imagination would it be considered a safe place for me. I was left to fend for myself from the time I was 7. Not only was I dealing with being a 7-year old going very long distances in a bus all alone, I have carrying my school bag, which was pretty heavy then. For a 7-year old, that was heavy. Um, Walking as much as I did from my bus stop to my school. I remember watching everybody else have like an adult around them, and I never had an adult, around me to take care of me like that, or to acknowledge just how unsafe I felt when there was a big change in my life when I was 15, and what that did to me, what that did to my body, what that did to my system. Realizing like the normal for me is literal thinking. Whenever people said something, I believed that that was what they said, that is what they meant, which wasn't the case. So realizing how traumatizing it is, that whole situation was growing up, it's making me question what normal is. Is normal real? Because normal is different for different people. It was normal for me in my house to get spanked on the bottom for any reason. Like, that was how they showed affection, apparently. That is not affection. That is not affection. If you can see that it's hurting the person and you still do it, that is not affection. That is abuse. And so the realization of the literal thinking, the all or nothing, the sensorial sensitivity, like, I'm sensitive to temperature, I'm sensitive to sound, I'm sensitive to light, I am sensitive to tastes and textures. And sensitive is not wrong. I just want to say that sensitive is not wrong. Sensitive means that you are actually using your senses. That you can notice the difference, the subtle differences, which is not different from animals. Animals also notice subtle differences when things change. Do we call them sensitive? No, that's how they are. So why is it that as a human being, you're not allowed to, or when your body is giving you information, your senses are giving you information, it's like, okay, this is not okay. Why do we make it seem like that's wrong? I don't get it. I mean, I'm realizing just how much I don't get neurotypical world. I mean, I tried to comply and I tried to fit in, but it didn't work. And I realized like normal is this idea that is is subjective. It's not objective. It is subjective. So I've been playing with what is my normal. What feels normal to me? What seems normal to me? What is normal for me? Based on my diagnosis, based on that, like how do I engage with the world? Because it's always been an outside in process, and now it's trying to look at it from an inside out process. Being undiagnosed all these years has been traumatic, and that is something that I'm facing, that is in my face in so many ways that I don't know where to start. But maybe I'll make a list and I'll share it over the next few videos. But it's this idea that I don't even know. It's this idea that everybody has to be the same. You look at the animal kingdom, everybody's not the same. Every animal is not the same. Even within the species, there's a difference depending on where they are. And that's the same thing for a neurodivergent person. But not being recognized as that seems to have, like, I'm only, whenever I used to see it online or, on social media or something like that, about how not having a diagnosis can be traumatic. Like what it does is dangerous. I'm seeing it for myself now in a way that I've seen how dangerous it's been for me, and realizing how unsafe I felt all these years, which I think perfectly sums up my nervous system right now. And now it is about knowing what is safe for me, knowing what allows me to feel protected within my body and makes my body feel safe as well, and healing my nervous system. There are a lot of theories about neurons and about neurodivergent brains and neural pathways. I don't know what is true and what is not yet. I haven't figured it out. But the one thing I realized is every time I was called too sensitive, it was because I had more neurons and I had more nerves that was receiving a lot more information, and I hadn't turned off my senses. And I'm not going to. It's there to keep me safe. Why would I do that? This video is all over the place because I'm not sure what the myth of normal is, but it definitely what I was given as normal is what I lived as normal is not normal, because neurodivergence is not normal. Autism is not normal. And trying to pretend that it has been normal all these years is has done quite a number on me. And as we continue, I will continue sharing about that. Um, but I think the part of the unmasking I'm really liking right now is where I don't really have much of an expression on my face. Like I'm just having like resting, like one more word out of your mouth and I'm gonna kick you in the nuts face. Like that's my face right now. Um, and that's okay, you know. I just want to make it okay to let myself not have to wear something that just makes me, oh yeah, it just hurts doing that now. So yeah, that's what happened over 3 weeks, and I'm still sorting through it with the alexithymia and the interoception. Like I'm having to um, work through my emotions and the feelings within my body, like how I feel um, in my body, how my body feels, um, with all of the realizations and the revelations that have happened over since in the past. I want to say 3 weeks. Um, there'll be more on that. But yeah, being undiagnosed is traumatizing. Finally getting the diagnosis is what is freeing. If you take nothing else from this video, I hope you take that.